Welcome to Kiss the Reviews. I'm Armando. That's Corey. And today we're doing 2010's Black Swan. Before we get started, if you want to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok, you can follow us at Kiss the Reviews. And what say we get into the cast of 2010's Black Swan? This film's...
Did
what?
we already?
We may have.
And just don't remember it?
Could be. I think I stabbed myself before I started doing this review.
No, I mean, I know we got to do the cast and everything, but for real, this bitch got the driest skin I've ever seen on camera.
Dude, use some lotion. It goes a long way.
For real. Scaly bitch.
But this film stars Natalie Portman as Nina Sayers, Mila Kunis as Lily, Winona Ryder as Beth Macintyre, and Vincent Cassel as Thomas Leroy, or Thomas. Your name's fucking Thomas, guy.
Yeah, welcome to America, pal.
That's how we do here.
What up now, Thomas?
We're from the streets, Thomas.
Say something, son.
How dare you? So two things. You already mentioned the lotion. Like, this bitch need lotion.
Mm-hmm.
Two, there's one thing I found very hard to believe in this movie. Like, I get it. She's doing, and we'll go into the whole bleepity blorps of the movie. You're trying to make Natalie Portman's cute ass feet look like ballerina feet. Let me tell you something about ballerina feet. Don't know if you've actually ever seen real ballerina feet. Them fuckers are tore up. You're trying to make Natalie Portman's cute ass feet look like that. It's like she got like a bruise on one toe, a little cracked toenail here. I'm like, that's not what ballerina feet look like. Okay.
By the end of it, they sure do.
Okay. That's very true. But essentially, she's been doing this since she was a child. Her toe, she got the worst like hammer toe I've ever seen. At least she should have at this point.
You were correct.
I don't know. I've never seen this movie until this viewing. So I don't know who requested it, but yeah, this was my first time through. I'd obviously seen the trailer. I knew it was a movie. I knew it was out. I just it never interested me enough to watch it.
Yeah, wait. This was my problem with it when it came out, was nobody actually talked about the story or the acting. All anybody talked about was Mila Kunis going down on Natalie Portman. And when you're like, hey, man, this movie's awesome, Mila Kunis goes down on Natalie Portman, I'm so fucking unimpressed. I don't care.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Yeah. Now, if I was like 16 or 17, I'd be like, awesome, I'm going to the theater tomorrow.
No, I'm renting it and staying in my bedroom for 24 hours straight. But
yeah, as an adult, I was just like, okay.
Yeah, I hate when people or the press or whatever it is attaches like the sexuality of the movie and makes that what it's about, because it really doesn't have anything to fucking do with that. It's just telling a Black Swan in a very modern and meta fashion.
You were right.
So
Absolutely.
I don't know why anybody got so fucking excited over that 13-second scene. That big deal. But whatever.
No, you're absolutely right. But let's just dive into it. So this movie opens with Nina doing her ballet things and dancing to Swan Lake, but she wakes up in her apartment. The ballet was just a dream. And I'm going to start off by saying this.
Don't do that, it's not good for you.
Hi, professionals and such. It doesn't matter if you're in the ballet or I don't know, you're a salesperson or whatever. Pick your job. When you start dreaming about work, that's a problem. That's never a good thing. I don't care if you're a football player dreaming of catching the winning touchdown, or you're a ballerina in this case, dreaming about Swan Lake. Cool story, bro. When you're dreaming about work, that means you got mental problems and you need to quit that job.
For real. I used to have nightmares about work, all kinds of like missing this, missing a meeting, yada yada. Like really waking up thinking shit was real. Like, fuck, did I get fired? Like, what happened? Like, that feels so real. But now, ever since I quit my regular job and actually do my own thing, all I do is dream about finger banging Reese Witherspoon on a fucking roller coaster.
As you should. As you should. You
So
gotta dump.
I'm pretty chill.
You gotta dump that guy that smokes crack, though. He's not a good friend. But
What are you talking about, dude? That guy's awesome.
Nina here then goes to the ballet studio, finds out that the lead dancer, Beth, is being let go due to her age. And now the director, Thomas, is looking for a new young dancer to be the lead. And this is when Thomas comes in and he starts tapping people on the shoulder. And if I tapped you, go to regular rehearsal. If I didn't tap you, come and see me in the principal studio, and yada, yada, yada. He's having these tryouts for the lead.
Yeah, and
his new version of Swan Lake.
His character is really well written because I had a lot of trouble with him throughout the whole thing because I kept thinking, is he a creep? Or is he just a really good director that's using really creepy methods to pull the character out that he needs? Because a lot of what he's doing seems to be that. He's just having a lot of fun doing it too. It's like, work doesn't have to be that hard.
Yeah, you gotta love what you do.
Exactly. I guarantee you, he's not having nightmares about work.
No, listen, if you love what you do, there's not a single day that you have to go to work in your life. You're just enjoying your shit. I didn't see it as creepy. I didn't see it as how you saw it. I was just like, oh, he's French. Like that's just how French people are, apparently.
That's fair. They eat frogs and shit.
They go down, they're like, I'm smoking another cigarette, and then I'm going to sexually harass you in about an hour, and then I smoke another cigarette.
You don't have to convince me not to go to Europe, bro. I'm not going.
Nina sees Beth here having a meltdown in her dressing room. She then sneaks into Beth's dressing room and goes through all of Beth's shit and just starts stealing stuff, like earrings and lipstick and all kinds of shit. I mean, listen, this is like if you're at your office job and somebody's like about to get fired or they just put their 2 weeks in. Yeah, you start rifling through their desk and stealing the shit that you want.
Yeah, until you take a red stapler and they burn the whole fucking building down.
Fuck that guy.
I go against all of that.
But then they switched from the swing line to the Boston stapler, but I kept my swing line stapler because it didn't bind up as much.
I'm all about horking some shit. That's all I'm about that life.
Fucking Italians.
Nina then here gets ridiculed at the lead audition by Thomas, goes home, cries to her mom, and she continues to practice. She fucks up her big toenail. That starts peeling off. Again, like I get the whole premise of the movie and yada yada. However, I have a really, and again, it could just be me looking inside myself, but I have a really tough time with these overbearing mothers in these movies. Like, wow. I'm like, why don't you just stab this bitch or like accidentally push her down the stairs or some shit?
She was Barbara Hershey. Really, I know Natalie Portman does a fantastic job. I'm not taking anything away from her. She 100% deserved that Oscar after watching this.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But also, Barbara Hershey's ass deserved a supporting nod because, dude, she was terrifying. I was waiting for her to go no wire hangers. Like I was waiting for it to happen.
Yeah. We've said it a million times. If you can make me feel a certain way, especially like, yo, fuck this person in a movie, you did your job, man. Like, and she was like frustrating to watch for me because I'm literally like, remember this? And I'm just like pushing her down the stairs and just like being like, I don't know what happened. She tripped and fell. She had a whole armful of DVDs and she just fell down the stairs.
So you identify with Natalie Portman's later character.
Yes. I do.
than you do right now with Sweet Little Baby Princess. And this was the point in the movie, and I think I found a little tidbit here where I had to stop and look up her age.
Natalie
Because
Portman?
she's yes,
Okay.
for this movie.
Okay.
How old her character is supposed to be, Nina. Because she speaks like such a child. She's taken care of like a child. It's like a goddamn VC Andrews book, dude. Like, it's scary. And so I'm like, is she maybe just playing like a really young, like 16, 17-year-old girl? Because, it's been done. It's been done in every teenage movie where a fucking teenager has to show their boobs. That bitch is at least 25. Everybody knows that.
Yep.
So if something like that was happening, I was like, okay, I just need to get into a different frame of mind because I thought she was in her mid-20s. And I think this is also the point in the movie, and this is what I discovered. This is the point in time in the movie where everybody else is looking up and asking the exact same question, because I got about, I don't know, 5 letters into how old is Nina? And Google repopulated the whole thing for me, and Black Swan answers came up aplenty. It was insane. Like, this has been a very big question in this movie. And if you don't know, she's supposed to be in her mid-20s, but nobody really ever says. It's not written.
Yeah, I don't.
I hope she's not 16 with the way her and the director carry on.
No, because she goes into his office here the next day and asks for the lead part, and he says no because she's too sweet and innocent, and yada yada.
Mhm.
And then he grabs her face and kisses her. She bites his lip and runs out. And then he gives her the part because he's like, aha, she's got some piss of vinegar in there.
And that's where I had like the creepy or a good director or both, because obviously you don't grab your fucking lead actress and just start making out with her, or your potential lead actress who's coming in, she's all dressed up, she's asking for this part all shyly, and then you just grab her and kiss her. It's already kind of being insinuated that she might be getting ready to go that extra step to get the part anyway. That's what he assumes. So when he kisses her, and I'm just like, oh God, like, this is gross. And then she bites him, and he, again, like you said, aha, I got my Black Swan too. I was like, okay, like, I get it. He's trying to get this character out. He wants to see if this person exists in there, which kind of makes him a great director, but also you couldn't find another way.
They cut to this, event where Thomas announces Nina as the Black Swan and yada yada. And Lily then tracks Nina down in the bathroom. And this is where Nina really starts seeing things. Like, we've seen scratches on her, yada yada, but she starts like seeing like people staring at her and like weird shit in the bath. The whole movie, and again, because I've never seen this before, the whole movie, I'm like, is she like on acid? The whole movie.
Oh, dude, the whole time I can identify with anybody getting ready to just have a full breakdown.
Yeah.
That's like where I live. I ride that line. I mean, I run my motherfucking line the whole way, most of my life. Like, I'm tiptoeing shit constantly. So that said, I can totally identify and see where she's going. What was fucking me up, though, and what was so good about, I don't know if it's the directing or the writing or combination, I didn't know who was real and who was fake. I didn't know what was real and what was fake. I was just constantly asking, is Mila Kunis even real?
Yeah. No, I asked that a couple of times during the movie. And I mean, to be perfectly honest, like, that's the making of a good movie. If you're constantly questioning it, you know what I mean? Whether that's the writing or the directing or both or whatever, like, those are some of the things that you really like. And these are the parts that I really liked about the movie. Overall, for me, not to jump to the end, the movie was kind of boring for me, but just because I'm just it doesn't interest me just as a topic, or watching the ballet or whatever. But these pieces were so fucking cool. because I didn't know what
Oh,
was
yeah.
real and what wasn't. And I didn't know if I was like tripping balls as I was watching the movie. But
That's it. I didn't know, like, was horror really written on the mirror? Did Natalie Portman write horror herself on the mirror after she got the part? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
there are so many questions in each scene. It's almost like Fight Club to me at this point,
yeah, absolutely.
where it's like, I got to go back and watch this 2-3 more times just before I can be like, oh, that, you know what I mean? I can't identify shit right now.
Yep. So Thomas here then takes Nina back to his apartment for drinks. This is where he gives her a homework assignment to go home and touch herself.
This has become such a new age cliche. Hello, I'm a man. You will go home and you will touch yourself tonight. Fuck off.
You know what? When I was playing soccer and I was having a down game, my coach at halftime would be like, Armando, you know what you need to go do? Go to the locker room right now. Here's your homework assignment. Go jerk that dick and get back out on the field. You need to find your inner black swan.
I believe that's what you heard. What coach was actually saying was, Armando, fuck off.
Stay on the bench, you dickwad. Nobody wants you in the game.
Hell yes.
Nina's mom here then sees scratches on Nina's back, asks where they came from. Her mom then cuts her fingernails because she's been scratching herself again like she did when she was a kid. I got one question for this goddamn whole scene. Who in the fuck cuts their fingernails with motherfucking scissors? Okay?
Baby scissors, dog. Like, this is cool. Like, this is where I'm like, oh, this is all so creepy.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, I caught you there. Yeah, because you're using fucking scissors to cut my nails.
You're an angry psychotic who's clipping my nails with scissors. You think you caught me? You think you got one? Dude, if my parent, I think past the age of like 9, was like, here, let me take off your shirt for you, I'd be like, get the fuck away from me, pedophile. I'm good. Yeah. There's no way it was nobody needs to help me out of my goddamn clothes. Like Prince said, I can undress me. I'm good.
So because Nina is a tryhard, she touches herself the next morning. And as she climbs the mountaintop, she sees her mom asleep in the chair next to her bed.
That's an odd way to reference Martin Luther King's most famous fucking speech. But all right.
She was close to the mountaintop.
She had a dream too, I guess.
She had a couple of goddamn dreams, okay? But this one came crashing down when she saw her fucking mother sleeping next to her bed. And listen, okay, you got an overbearing parent, right? It happens. We all have them, right? Some more than others. But your parent is so overbearing that not only, like Corey said, are they taking your clothes off to change you because you're a little baby, but you're 25. If you wake up in the morning and you're going to town, you're scratching the record, you're folding bills, whatever you're doing in the bed, if you look over and that parent is asleep just do it and finish. And when they wake up, you look at them and go, get the fuck out of here, pig. That's how you do that. You make them feel bad about it.
I'd Spider-Man them. Get him right in the face. Look, I've said it before. I'll say it again, bro. You cross the 36 parallel, people are going to get hit.
Hell yes.
You interrupt 2 boars fucking, you're going to die. I essentially, in my masturbation powers, am like 2 boars fucking. Do not come in that room.
I'm like 2 mice fucking in a wool sock. It's just quick and sweaty. That's all it is. We then get Beth here getting hit by a car. She's in the hospital. Nina goes to see her, but runs out. And she gets all like Snoopy, like looking at her legs, her mangled fucking legs under the covers and stuff. She goes running out. We have more practice of Swan Lake and Nina trying to get the passion of the Black Swan. this is where Thomas goes all in. He puts all his chips into the middle here. He's making out with her. He's feeling her up. He's giving her a whole "how's your father?" And then he walks away because he seduced her, not the other way around. And the Black Swan is supposed to be that's her character.
Well, yeah, and he says that, but he walked away to go run for president after he grabbed that pussy.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
that's how we do in this country, apparently.
Yes.
No, this is again my creep or great director moment. Because you're watching this all happen and you're just like, oh my God. And it's very graphic. Like they close up on him, like feeling up her breasts, and then he goes down to the vagina and he does a very fistful of Mons Pons there. I don't know what the fuck it's called. I think he's got labia between his fingers. Either way, it's all very graphic. And then again, he just stops abruptly and is saying, see, I seduced you. You were supposed to seduce me. And then walks off pissed. So again, is he a great director or a creep?
I don't know. I can't speak to it because I've never been in the ballet before. I've never run into directors. But for some reason, I would assume that these are what all directors are like in the ballet.
I'm going to go ahead and say that it is a bad idea in any workplace environment to use this as the motivation to draw out your employees' best performance possible.
100%.
Like,
I'd agree
they're
with
like
that.
a quality control, like call monitoring situation. I'll be like, all right, put this dick in your mouth real quick because this is how you take customer service.
You got to have the passion for customer
That's
service.
You see, you took the dick in my mouth. I'm supposed to put it in your mouth because I'm the angry customer. And then I just walk off. You can find my resume on monster.com.
This is why Corey is unemployable. But then we get Lily jumping into things, sitting with Nina while she cries, and then showing up at her house to take her out. She doses her while they're out with a pill to quote unquote relax Nina. And then this is where Nina goes home with Lily. They're met by Nina's mother. They make sweet love to each other, and Nina is late to practice the next day and finds Lily running her parts.
Yeah, I mean, from what I can tell, that was Nina's first orgasm ever, so I'm surprised she didn't sleep for like a week straight after all the stress she was under.
Yes.
That being said, again, I'm wondering the whole time too, because this is where I'm really like, is Mila Kunis real? Because you see this happening, and then all of a sudden, Natalie Portman is in the bathroom making out with a totally different guy.
Yep.
Leaves that with shout out Sebastian Stan. I recognize you, Winter Soldier. And then, so she walks out after making out with this different, not Sebastian Stan guy. Walks out. Mila Kunis calls to her, but like it's a really weird dynamic that's happening here because then she goes home and her mom is saying, like, where were you? What did you do? And she's like, I fucked both Tom and Jerry. And it's like, did you? Like, because you just got super fucked up in your crazy bipolar mind and you're also down in fucking shots of liquor and drugs and shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
I'm so confused, but in like the best possible way where I'm actually very interested just to see what's happening.
And I'm still even more confused here because when she gets to practice and she sees Lily and Lily's like, I never went home with you last night. Oh, did you have a wet dream about me? How was I? Was I good? Yada, yada. So I'm like, okay, is Lily real?
Mm-hmm.
If so, did Nina make it up in her own head? Or did Lily actually go home and she's really trying to steal this part from her? Like, everything's just muddled and I'm just confused on the whole thing. A good confused.
Yeah, if At this point, if Lily is real, she's the dirtiest bitch that exists, and she's 100% setting her up to steal the part.
Yes.
All the way through. There's no doubt in my mind. I've met that person. Almost every real job I've ever worked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm like a fucking heat-seeking missile for those people. They just love to come up to me and be like, hey, want me to fuck up your career? And I'm like, oh, maybe.
Thumbs up, guy.
So much fun. But yeah, it's very confusing. This whole setup is getting crazier and crazier. And this is also where I'm just kind of finally catching on, like, oh, this is the Black Swan inside of the Black Swan. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
They're literally telling the story inside of the story, which is what I meant earlier in the review about it being very meta. And at that point, I was even a little more captivated because I thought it was super interesting.
Yeah.
Even though I'm very confused throughout all of this, I'm just dying to see where this goes. And there are so many as she slips further and further into madness, which is all I can call it.
That's literally what it is.
It takes on almost like this horror movie role, like this air of like Suspiria. And I know that's like witches and shit, but you can understand what I'm saying, the psychological horror of it all, the hallucinations. Is it real? Is it not? It was so interesting. I was totally captivated.
Yeah. Well, and from here out, so we have Nina finding out that Thomas made Lily her alternate.
Mm-hmm.
She freaks out. Thomas tells her she's being paranoid, settle down. And then that night, while practicing by herself, the lights go out. She sees a figure walking around. She goes to check it out, and she sees Thomas having sex with Lily, but Lily morphs into Nina. So now she's seeing herself.
Which is why position. I kept thinking Lily was Nina the whole time.
Yes. So, and then she goes to see Beth here at the hospital. This is my favorite scene in the movie. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
She goes to see, and everybody's like, oh, Mila Kunis goes down. This is my favorite scene in the movie, right? So she goes to see Beth in the hospital to give her shit back. She puts down her earrings and the yada yada. And then Beth starts stabbing herself in the face with like a nail file. And then Nina runs out. She gets to the elevator, but she's holding the bloody nail file. Her hands are covered in blood. So this is all of a hallucination. Like, was she just in there? Like, and all I kept envisioning was her just repeatedly, like, Beth's like, oh, hi, Nina. She's just fucking stabbing her in the face.
Dude, repeatedly cheek stabbing this person, which I've never even heard of before. That's insane.
No, that's fucking crazy. And then, so she hallucinates and shit. And then all the way until she knocks herself out on the bedpost at home.
Yep.
And then she wakes up and her mom has her hands like rubber banded in socks. And
this is where I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go. Because she's rubber banded up. Her mom's locked her in. She's called the Playhouse like she's 12 years old and missing school and says she's not feeling well.
Yes.
At that point, overbearing or not, I'm murdering you.
Yes.
I don't care who you don't ever fuck with my money like that. That's so beyond messed up. I don't care how much you think you care about me. Mm-mm.
She freaks out on her mom. She races to the theater just in time before her big performance. In the first act, she loses concentration. She gets dropped by one of the lead dudes. And then when she goes to the dressing room, Lily is there dressed as the Black Swan. Nina stabs her and then goes out for the second act. And she gets a standing ovation as she turns into the Black Swan. Let me tell you something about crazy people, right? Most of these people that we idolize, musicians and actors and actresses, 90% of them, batshit crazy. You kind of have to be that creative and that good at what you do. It's just, it's part and parcel, right? So the crazier, the more she goes down this road to madness, the better she becomes at what she's trying to accomplish here.
Mm-hmm.
And she
Yeah.
goes out and crushes it.
Just absolutely. And I love, there are so many good scenes here. The fight between her and Lily is fantastic.
Yeah.
The whole wondering at this, is Lily even real still?
Yeah.
Is she real? Did this happen? Is this just bullshit? You know what I mean? In her head. And I thought, to me, the shot of the film was her full transition as she's doing her pirouettes or whatever they're called into the Black Swan.
Yes.
That was amazing.
Yep.
Such a good shot.
No, it was incredible. And the use of effects, it wasn't overdone.
No. Like the few times like she's
perfect.
pulling like the little feather out and so good.
No, it was really good. And then so after the second set, she walks off stage, kisses Thomas in front of everyone, then goes back to her dressing room to try to cover up the blood from Lily that's pouring out of the closet or the bathroom that she shoved her body in. But then Lily comes to her dressing room door to congratulate her for the second act, and she realizes that she hallucinated the whole murder. She opens the door, there's nothing in there, there's no blood under the towel she put down, and then she looks down and she actually stabbed herself. So she's got the piece of mirror like in her side or in her stomach, and she pulls that out, and then she goes out on stage to finish the show.
Bitches be crazy, man.
The ballerinas be crazy. But she ends up finishing the show. Everyone goes over to congratulate her because she takes the half gainer off the top rope onto the little mattress, and they go over to congratulate her. They notice that she's bleeding everywhere. Thomas tells someone to get help, and then asks Nina, "What did you do?" And Nina replies, "I was perfect." Screen fades to white. End of movie. Credits.
So good. I loved it. It had such an air of, like I said before, Fight Club, Sunset Boulevard, Mommy Dearest.
Yeah.
There's just so many different influences where I don't even know if they knew when they were putting it together that's where it was going or that's what it was actually drawing from. But if you're a viewer that's seen movies, like I've seen movies, I don't see how you can help but not see that. Yeah. And it's not to say that it's bad or they stole or did anything incorrect. I'm saying it was brilliantly done.
No, 100%.
It was a fascinating way to tell the story of the Black Swan while also having her perform in the Black Swan. I really liked it. I don't think, outside of like maybe trying to figure out a couple things later on down the line, I'll ever watch it again. Just for the simple fact, like Armando said, it's not my style of movie. Yeah. Me not liking Gone with the Wind doesn't make Gone with the Wind a bad movie. My favorite movie of all time is Casablanca. Numerous people don't like that movie. They think it's hokey and stupid. That's fine. It doesn't change the fact that other people disagree. So just because it's not my movie, I'm not shitting on you. If you think it is the greatest movie ever made, it very well could be, for all I know. I don't have a degree in any of this shit. I don't even think I have a degree in anything, as a matter of fact. I have a 98-degree CD maybe floating around here somewhere, but that's about it.
Oh, for counting those, I got 2 degrees.
Yeah. But yeah, I really found this movie to be very entertaining. I'm glad I finally watched it. I feel like it is one of those movies everybody probably should see. Like if you were putting an AFI list of movies to watch, definitely one of them. 100% don't disagree with that. It's not what I really would go to the movies or ever sit down to watch again.
No, it's not my style of movie either. And we've said this a million times with other movies. Just because it isn't my style of movie, I'm not gonna just immediately hate on it because it's not. I can tell what a good movie is. Like,
yeah,
this is a very good movie.
Mhm.
Just not like you said. I watched it the one time through. I was impressed with it. Thought, wow, that was a really good movie. But again, a movie that I probably won't revisit just because it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
With that said, the acting in this is fucking amazing. Everybody
Mhm.
made me feel a certain way. The writing is good. The directing is good. The fact that the movie ended and I'm still like, was that just a fucking fever dream? Like, I don't even know. I don't even know what the hell happened. That to me is a good movie. Like, if you still got questions at the end and not like, what was that movie about? Those are bad questions. Like, if you
Yep.
have questions about the characters and yada yada after the movie ends, that's a good movie. If it still got you questioning things. But no, at the end of the day, I think this is a really good movie. Again, if you want to, they wanted to show Natalie Portman's ballerina feet. They should have taken a fucking jackhammer to him. Um, but other than that, that's really all I got. I think this is a really good movie.
No, it was a good movie, and as far as the feet are concerned, I mean,
I
dude,
know
it's
I'm
Hollywood.
fixated on the feet.
If you ain't got pretty feet in Hollywood, they ain't putting you on a screen.
I
Quentin
know, just
Tarantino will shut that shit down himself. He will pay to make sure that movie does not come out.
I'm just saying these actresses and actors got stunt ass doubles and stuff. Just get a stunt hammer toe double. Like that's all you need.
Ain't nobody trying to see stunt hammer toes on a big goddamn movie screen. Get the hell out of here.
I want realism, goddammit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So did Eddie Murphy, and people stopped hiring Layla Rashawn because they really thought she had fucked up feet.
Excellent point. We'll end there. Do you have anything else?
No, I want to stop talking about feet.
Me too. They're disgusting.
Mm.
For Corey, I'm Armando. This is Kiss the Reviews, and this was 2010's Black Swan.
Armando's got a foot fetish.